We are talking about identity. Identity creation, our subconscious mind, creating a new version of ourselves, being stuck in the past and the old mindset and the old identity, and how you can actually break free from all of this. So, I have personally been on a journey myself, and I am trying and in the process of letting go of who I was and stepping into a new version of myself, something that's always been in there. And see, all of us, I believe, have almost every expression available within us, which means we can kind of act and pull out different almost personalities. And I believe you have a range of expression and emotions in you. So you do have a confident version inside of you. You also have a scared, timid version. You also have a smart, intellectual person. You also have the opposite of that, an impulsive person. So there's just so many different parts of ourselves, and they're all kind of in there. And I believe that you can kind of access any of them. And so when we're born, people start to shape us, and we start to get shaped by the experiences and the people around us. And so we stop expressing all these different versions of ourselves, and we start to morph it into like one version where we don't really show this part when we show this other part of ourselves all the time. So then we're left with kind of like a shell of who we really are. And it's also been shaped when we weren't even really aware of it, when we were kids. So at that age, you're like a sponge, but you also believe everything that's coming at you. So that's why you can be playing with a toy as a kid and pretending, and you're not pretending in your mind. It actually feels real to you. And we're gonna touch on that realness later and that belief, because that is gonna be so important in this transformation process. So we think that we're somebody, but it's all because of our experiences and what other people have told us. So how do we actually break free from our identity? Because it's pretty hardwired in there. I personally have struggled because you can go out and you can do stuff, and for example, maybe you have a new identity. You wake up for the day and you're doing all the stuff from that point of view. You get up, you go on a run as that millionaire version of yourself. You get back, you work on that business idea that you've been putting off, and then you start to eat healthy, okay? And you do that for a day. Maybe you do it for a week, and then maybe you start to stop doing those things. Or maybe you keep doing those things, but you don't see the results happening around you. So that can be really discouraging. And then also, if you're able to maintain that for a while, you might be white knuckling it, but you can only do that for so long. You can only do that for so long before you might actually self-sabotage, because your idea of what success, like ceiling you can reach, is being hit. And so in your conscious mind, in the forefront, me and you talking right now, we can say, yeah, I want success, I want this. But there's a part of you inside your subconscious mind, the identity that has been created, that either doesn't want it or is afraid of it, or thinks that if you become that, you will be bad, you'll be evil, or maybe money is not even for good people. You might have these beliefs inside of you that are actually stopping you from getting the things that you say that you want. I know. It's pretty crazy. So there's actually not only are there multiple parts living within you, you actually have different, like separate entities almost. You have the mind, the conscious mind, then you have the subconscious mind, and then you have almost like the heart. So there's like a few different parts of you living in there. So your conscious mind is gonna be able to direct and dictate what you do consciously. But your subconscious mind is like, I was talking to somebody yesterday, the subconscious mind is like the current of the ocean underneath, and the conscious mind are like the waves on top. So the current is strong and actually affects the waves on top pretty significantly. So if you can't figure out the current of your ocean, you will literally be swept up and swept away. So it's time to go inwards. It's time to go into your subconscious mind and to start poking and picking around and start to change it and direct it into this new version of yourself. But you're also going to have to face these old truths, these limiting beliefs, these ideas and identities that you've built and shaped your life around. You're going to have to face those, pick them up, look at them, and realize that these were made up. That everything in your life is essentially made up. The rules, what is good, what's important, that was told to you by your parents. Guess who told them? Their parents, other people. And it just keeps going up the line or down the line. And what's interesting, in each family, there's slightly different things that are important or what's valuable or what the rules are. And if you go to different countries, it changes. Different economic status, it changes. So none of these things are fixed. You can choose to pick up any set of beliefs at any time. Okay, so how do you actually rewire yourself? There's gonna be a couple things that you have to do. I'm not giving away everything, but one of the main things that you will have to do is probably start doing some form of meditation, because you really need to be able to sit with yourself, sit with your emotions, because your emotions are directly tied to the subconscious mind. So if you're not feeling and expressing your emotions, then you are kind of like trying to force that current down, and that current is way stronger than what you can force. So you're gonna have to face that. So that's one thing. The other thing is that significantly helped me was doing some form of hypnosis. You can do self-hypnosis. I actually have a tool that you can use. It's free, so hit me up, and you answer some questions, and it like literally makes you reflect upon your life, right? And so it has questions dating all the way back to childhood, and then it also helps you figure out, okay, what do you actually want your life to look like? What if you woke up, how would you feel? You know, who is the version that you're trying to step into? And then it creates an MP3 that you listen to in the morning and at night. And so why that's helpful is because your brain is way more receptive in those periods of time to soak in that information. So if you do that repetitively every single day, your mind can actually start to pick up those beliefs. And so obviously it's not just one thing. You're not gonna just do the self-hypnosis, but that will start to help direct your mind in the direction that you wanna go. And it will also start to pick up those beliefs that are underneath and help to hardwire the new ones that you want to go in there. Now, your mind might be resistant and you might need to have some extra help. And there are tools that you can use. I can't really go too much into it on here, but it has to do with, I can't promote it. I don't even know how I can say this. So if you've ever had chaga or reishi or any of those other types of fungus, then sometimes a magic fungi, if you take that and do self-hypnosis, work with somebody,